Syrian government forces are advancing on rebel positions on the outskirts of Aleppo city. Activists say opposition fighters could lose the strategic district of Sheikh Najjar. The gains by the military coincide with fierce infighting between various armed opposition groups. While Sheikh Najjar is a largely industrial area, it lies 10 kilometers northeast of Aleppo. The district is a major transport hub with infrastructure links to Turkey. If Sheikh Najjar falls, rebel supply lines to Aleppo from the north will be cut off. Meanwhile, the latest meeting of the so-called Friends of Syria and the opposition is taking place in Paris. We have Jackie Rowland standing by in the French capital with more on the meeting. But first, let's cross to Beirut, where Jazeera Zeina Khodr is monitoring the situation in Syria. Zeina, it seems that the government forces are taking advantage of the infighting among the opposition to make advances, to make gains. How much have they gained so far, and what's at stake here?
What's at stake is the rebel control of the eastern side of the city of Aleppo. They've been in control of the east of that city for over a year now, and they want to keep it that way. But it seems it's under threat because the regime is trying to take advantage. It's trying to push into Sheikh Najjar, like you mentioned. This is strategic territory. It lies on a supply route. It will be able to cut off the northern countryside from the eastern part of Aleppo. We're also getting reports from activists that they're trying to advance from the southeast of the capital in a neighborhood known as Sheikh Said, which is very close to the main international airport in Aleppo. That way they could start resupplying their troops. If they take that area, they'll be able to bring in more supplies, reinforcements to their troops in the west of the city. So rebel infighting really giving the regime an opportunity. They've been trying over recent months to try to push into the city. They haven't been able to do so. According to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, up to 700 people have been killed over the past 9 days in fighting. There are fierce clashes on the ground, an alliance of rebel forces declaring war against the Al-Qaeda-linked group, the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant. But what many are asking really is what will happen to the Nusra Front. Nusra is the Syrian branch of Al-Qaeda, and it has a strong presence in the north of the country. But so far, this group hasn't been alienated from the people. It has managed to be very pragmatic and selling itself really as a group that does not want to rule the country alone.
Meanwhile, Zeina, the humanitarian situation is increasingly desperate. Aid is not reaching the affected areas.
No, aid is not reaching the affected area. It's quite difficult for aid workers to operate in the country. The International Committee of the Red Cross sent its head just 2 days ago to Damascus to discuss with Syrian officials the possibility of opening humanitarian corridors. And the Syrian government at times blaming the rebels for preventing aid convoys from reaching besieged areas. A lot of areas are under tight siege, particularly in the southern, in the suburbs of Damascus. In the Yarmouk camp, we have activists reporting that up to 15 people died from malnutrition over recent months. So aid reaching these people really is a priority, and we know that the UN humanitarian chief is in Damascus, and she's trying to get guarantees for safe and unhindered access.
Given the number of opposition groups on the ground, we're also talking to them. We have had guarantees from some of them that they will make sure that humanitarian workers are safe. We are looking for the same guarantees from government, who have said the same thing.
So the international community is going to hold a donor conference in the next few days. It's not only the United Nations, and they're trying to seek up to $7 billion to be able to help the people both inside Syria, the millions of internally displaced, as well as the refugees who fled to neighboring countries. But UN officials have told us that they're going to use this conference to highlight the need to create humanitarian corridors.
Zeina, thank you very much. Zeina Khodr live for us in Beirut.